Hello everyone and welcome back. I just wanted to kind of give a little update on my progress the past few months. So this edition of my current game is looking pretty good in my playtest so far. It's decently fun, decently balanced. So yeah, I'll just go ahead and get into it. I kind of made a little makeshift play mat. I'm just on a normal sheet of paper, so it's kind of small, but hopefully it gives you the right idea. So you're gonna start with your warlord in the back here, and then you have 5 unit slots here. So the warlord is not a unit, but the cards in your deck that are units are. So allies and champions are both units, and they're separated aside from allies and champions, they're also separated into melee and ranged, and that just simply means melee units can attack from the front and ranged can attack from the back. So you could put this card back here, but then it wouldn't be able to attack. So, and then up here we have oops, almost spilled my phone here. Up here we have the defender slot, which cannot attack. However, the point of it is that to attack the back row, you need to have an open slot in front of it. So if I play this here, my opponent will need to first destroy this unit before they could attack my warlord. So I kind of wanted there to be sort of choice when you're playing. So you can either, like, first turn, for example, is the easiest way to think about it, is I could either play a melee unit here to prepare for an attack next turn, or I could play one here to protect my warlord. And because I want there to be like offensive decks, and I want there to be defensive decks. And in this game, you're able to attack right when you play a card, so there's no summoning sickness. So I think that makes it all the more important, you know, conserving your life in certain ways, using either the defender slot right here, and then other units have counters which are abilities you can activate from your hand. Let me just, yeah. So I've been just writing in pen on these, so I'm gonna hopefully have an edition I can print with no pen additions on it. But for now, I got some makeshift cards. So this counter, giving unit +2 health, so that works for a unit anywhere. It just gets +2 health for the turn. And then Sulfur Shroud deck has a counter to give an attacking unit -5 power for the battle. So that's the other way you can defend. But otherwise, you know, aside from defense, you just have offense. Is pretty straightforward. It's just these 2 columns, and you can just swing in. And if your opponent's front center is open, you can just swing at their warlord and get their health down. I was kind of debating between either using actual health or using like life, as in, you know, I like Vanguard, One Piece. You know, there's so many options, or so many examples. You know, Dragon Ball, of games that just use life cards. And I was thinking about that for a while, but I wanted to kind of make it a little more unique, with the stock as a resource just for like abilities. And then the other resource decision I chose was that I didn't, as you can see, there's no scaled resource where you're just going up 1 each turn, as you know, very many card games go with. I kind of just wanted to try to test myself and see if I could come up with a game that didn't rely on that, because not that, you know, I mean, it is, not to say it's like more or less challenging, but just because I've seen a lot of games that have you know, on turn 1 you have 1 mana, on turn 2 you have 2 mana, and there's a lot of games that have a lot of different ways of doing it, and a lot of them are really fun, and I like them a lot. But personally for this game, I just, if I wanted to make like this board field with the 5, and with stock, I just decided that I didn't want an additional thing kind of clogging up the board, because we've already kind of got, you know, a decent amount of stuff going on. I feel like it's not too tough to handle right now, but I feel like if we threw in more stuff, the board would just get crowded, and I didn't really want a game like that personally. I know a lot of games can be fun with like a lot of moving parts on the board, but I just want to make it a little more simplistic. So as of now, I'm deciding that player 1 can play 1 ally from their hand. Player 2 on their first turn can play up to 2 allies from their hand, and then after that, both players can both play up to 2 units per turn and up to 1 champion. So trying to think of it's probably an easier way to say it, but basically you wouldn't be able to play 2 champions on a turn. You would only be able to play 1 champion and 1 ally. And so I was kind of hesitant to do the restriction of how many you could play per turn, because I don't know, I feel like people just think of like Yu-Gi-Oh for that or something, and then they'll be worried that it'll just turn into like this special summoning situation. But playing 2 from hand per turn has actually worked out pretty well in testing, because especially since player 1 can play 1, so player 1 is up by 1 on their turn, then player 2 can play 2, so then they're up by 1, and then when it's back to player 1, they can play 2, which means they've played 3 cards in total. And you know, they might not have 3 on the field because player 2 might have attacked into them, but the fact remains that basically on each turn you're getting 1 more advantage field-wise than your opponent. It's kind of like how the One Piece card game, how their Dawn system works, where if you're going first, you get 1 Dawn, 1 resource creator, and then your opponent going second gets 2 on their first turn, and then from then on you both get 2. So it's kind of takes from that, except you're just playing units instead of Dawn. I thought a lot about like, oh, maybe like flipping stock to play cards, but ultimately it just kind of slowed it down, and didn't really serve any purpose that really helped the game progress. And I feel like in my testing right now, this is going pretty well, so I'm going to stick with it unless I can think of a better engine for resource wise. But you know, it's early on, I didn't really have nearly as many counters, and so what would happen is, you know, it would just turn into like play 2 units, kill their units, then they play 2 units and kill your units. So I did 2 things to kind of mess with that. First, I added more counters, which makes it a lot easier to stop your opponent's attacks on your units. And then also I decided that each column can only attack units in the same column and then the center column. So if my opponent has this champion like in their right column, for example, my wizard over here wouldn't be able to attack him over there. And that has helped a lot, just kind of keeping things on board, help the game progress. So I'm pretty happy with it right now. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing if anyone plays testing it in the future. You know, I would love to get to that point, but I definitely want to make the cards a little better looking. You know, right now they're just, you know, I got kind of my sloppy art, and black and white and all that. So I'm gonna fix that up for sure. I'm gonna try to get it on either Untapped or Tabletop Simulator or both. I feel like that wouldn't be too hard. So yeah, once I get everything finalized, which hopefully will happen in the next few months, probably. So yeah, I just kind of want to give a brief overview on the turn structure. It's just kind of like a food for thought video on what's led me to this moment after all my testing. And there's definitely more about the rules that I haven't really gone over. You know, just specifics, you know, Warlord rules, stock rules. But yeah, basically, just want to give a little heads up that, you know, I'm heading in a certain direction and want to see if anyone had any thoughts on it. So, yep. Thanks for watching, and yep, we'll talk soon.